Hey, hey. What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all can hear me well. Is this green light on? Yes. This green light is on, and the green light is on for us. Those that have been doing the work, this solar eclipse is bringing light to your situations, bringing light to your confusion, bringing light to taking action. We're stepping in, y'all. We're stepping in. And right now, you just tuned in. If you are foreign to my channel, my name is Queen Koi, and I love helping creative entrepreneurs and artists with wellness techniques that I help them align their mind, their heart, and their business, right? But also bridging the gap of the personal development and the brand development. But with all that being said, this is a channel to receive messages for your entrepreneurship and your creative endeavors. And I do have a blog called the Queen of Wands Club, where right now we're actually learning the major arcana, right? To really like tap into our archetypes that can help us, as well as help you discover your fool's journey, which is your own spiritual journey. Because after that, we're going to really start diving deeper into the type of cards that I use that really help me with personal development. Tarot helped me with my personal development as well. And if I'm speaking all your language, if you're into astrology and other esoteric things, definitely come through. So, you can learn a few things about yourself and really tap into your heart space to really create the desired outcomes that you're looking for. All right. And speaking of which, right now in this recording, we're going to talk about each sign, all signs of what's going on with you right now and what you need to look forward to during this solar eclipse. All right, y'all ready to get into this? Because I am ready. All right, I'm going to do a quickie general message, and then we're going to do each signs from Aries all the way to Pisces. All right, y'all ready? I'm feeling myself today, and I'm not even made up, y'all. But anyway, let's get into it. All right. I really hope that I don't want to hold this because I'm going to be shuffling. But let's get into it. Let's first talk about the energy that we are all collectively experiencing right now. So I have from my chakra affirmation card deck, it landed in the shadow aspect right here, right? And this is where I have my typo. When I start selling these, there won't be a typo. But we're talking about the throat chakra. And it's such a coincidence that I'm wearing blue today. I'm like, I want to wear blue. Well, it's really not a coincidence because I love blue. Like, that's one of my favorite colors, all shades of blue. But it's about the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is really expression, authentic expression, right? And this helps with your creativity, right? With your sacral chakra. It also helps with your solar plexus. But in order for that expression to really come into the physical form, it has to go through the heart chakra. And right here it says, I don't like nor appreciate the things that I create. This is kind of reminding me of the saying, the grass is always greener, right, on the other side. Because in a way, it's like, if you don't appreciate what you already have, how can you appreciate the things that you're really trying to call in or manifest or literally, i.e., create? Creation is a form of manifestation. It goes through a process. So it's like if you're speaking to yourself in your conscious, if you're speaking to the universe, things that you don't like, then you're going to keep creating things you don't like, creating experiences that you don't like, aligning with things that you don't like, right? Because it's playing in the subconscious. In the light form, it says, I have time and compassion with the things I create. I have time and compassion with the things I create. And I feel like for one, this is like a 2-level thing, right? Because compassion is a higher octave, let's say, to the love space, the chakra. And so is gratitude, right? When you think of these things as a frequency, you're thinking of it as a higher state, things that are higher than love, not less than love. You want to connect to the higher energies So you can connect with the spirit realm. This chakra, this chakra, this chakra is all your spiritual chakras. And it's your spiritual chakras because it is more on a higher, like literally, it's higher than love. The heart chakra. This is the simplest way that I can put it. You know, there's levels to everything, but when you just look at this, you know, like when you're thinking about that on an energetic level in the chakras, the energy wheels that we have all within our body and our auric field. This is what's going on here. And with compassion, we can have more love of self and then have a loving perspective of the things that we create. It may not be exactly what you want, but it's definitely something that's like, oh, okay, I can maybe work with this, right? To make it a little bit better to your liking. Because that's the thing, like it doesn't have to be done right away. When you think about I have time, you're not rushing, right? When you're in the shadow aspect energy of Aries, right? Because we're in this energy of Aries, not only the season of this zodiac, we're also in um, the full light of Aries, but not necessarily because the light got casted on the opposite. Our full moon in our Aries season, which was Libra, right? The Libra full moon, where right now we're in a whole new clean slate. Every new moon is at a clean darkness. So in a way, it's like you don't quite know what's going on, but it's in a progressive moment, right? Um, and just like creativity, we start creativity from darkness into light. And speaking of that, it's initiation time, right? We have this right here that's initiation. Look at that spark. And it's coming from like both ends too, which is kind of reminding me of like the candles from burning on both ends. Sometimes that saying can feel like you have no time, right? Like, oh my God, things are downsizing. Like, what am I going to do? Almost like the walls are closing, right? But if you can see from a different perspective that standing at its center point is the most powerful thing that you can be at because you're not at the other end and you're not at the other end. You're not at extreme ends, right? Kind of like temperance energy, right? You're balancing things and possibly um, forming things. What is it called? Transmuting things. And then this also is a number 10, right? Fire element, initiation, passions, desire. You learn all this with your heart space, your heart energy. Like when you're creating, if you're creating from here, you have to let it come down into here. If you're creating from your eyes, right, looking and comparing, it's creating in the gut area. And it has to connect with the emotions that you're feeling. If the emotions that you're feeling aren't, I don't want to say balance, but in a light that honors and respects yourself, in a light that um, feels good instead of uncomfortable, right? And I might be using the wrong words too, because sometimes you have to get uncomfortable in order to get over the hump, right? But if they're sitting in your gut, like if you think of like food that you've eaten too much of, right, or if it hasn't digested enough, it just sits in your stomach. And I know you can feel it, right? You don't want to create from a form like that. So we want to calm the fire, not ignite it like a blowtorch, right? We don't want it to be sparking or like it's going to dim out, right? Burn out, right? We don't want to do that. But we want to have a steady, cultivated fire that's dancing and feeling good, right? And just in its light and in its form. Um, yeah. So when you have that compassion, right, it feels cozy, it feels good. And you start feeling that vibe, you know what I'm saying? Um, and then like to get deeper on the collective too, right? there's a need for us to release what we've been holding on to in the name of fear, like holding on to dear life, because I have this card right here. Even when it's here, like four of coins can talk about stingy, greedy, just attaching, right? Like look at them, holding on to stuff. We need to be open to receive. Be open to receive, and also know our worth, because we have the king of wands in no, yeah, the king of swords in reverse. We don't have quite clarity of how to move forward yet, like how to actually process this stuff. Maybe you're getting clarity, maybe you're getting downloads, maybe you're getting breadcrumbs, but you might not have the full clarity, right? And when I say full clarity, it's like needing of the confidence too. Like, I know this is right. This is exactly what I needed. I'm going full steam. I see the vision clear, right? Not like, okay, I got this. Because it's like almost like this, right? Like he has two coins. One is at the bottom. Where's the fourth coin? The one in the dark, right? Like we don't want trickles of water coming down. We want the water to fill our cup. So that way we know we have enough. We know what our vision is. We have the emotional capacity to see it through as well, because that fire is there, right? If you don't have that passion, you may not have that emotional capacity, right? Okay, I'm flowing and I'm going. I needed to know that I'm Mercury retrograde ain't messing with me, right? Because again, too, with me saying all of this, the Queen of Coins, you know your worth. You see the light in the dark within yourself. Um, I was at a art show the other day, and I walked up maybe a few feet away from where the art show is actually supposed to be showed. Um, it was new. I don't know if they're trying to create a line. I don't know what's going on, but I was like, okay, I got some time to kill, right? So I walked up a little bit, me being curious, and then I found another space that had art, and this artist was there and showcasing his work, and we had a cool conversation. I didn't know him from a can of paint, pun intended, but it was like he saw me and I saw him, especially when I expressed to him that I'm an artist as well. I have not worn that label comfortably in a while. And I just started becoming comfortable with that label as an artist. And I was telling him that when I said yes, right, to being an artist, his eyes lit up. And the thing that stuck with me was how he was saying that, I mean, we have our ups and downs. Like the best thing an artist can do is express all facets of our emotions. And, life is happening bad, shitty, and great at the same time, right? And then how I saw it is, well, we have to choose which side like that we're on, or we can stand in the middle and observe left and right, and choose ourselves and trust ourselves to know, like, okay, no matter if the sun is shining or not, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to feel whole, and I need to connect with my mind, body, heart, and soul so I can fulfill my purpose here on life, and that's how I feel. And I feel like a lot of us are experiencing that in a different way and waiting to embrace that feeling and that knowing of, okay, this is what I need to move forward with. Like, I know what I need to do now to get to this goal. I know what it feels like to feel fulfilled, right? So, let's just grab a few of these and then we're going to get right into Aries. There we go. Yep, we got the grind. Okay, so we got beach day getaway. I think for a lot of us too, because um the solar eclipse, it blocks the light for a time being, right? And I don't know. I'm like not feeling like all this hype, like fear mongering stuff that I've been seeing around it. Like, yo, we have eclipses like what, at least 4 times out of the year? Like, this is nothing like that we're not fond of. I don't understand why they're making it a big deal, right? Astrology, people know that this is a big deal because of the way that the stars are aligned. And it's actually a big deal of pushing us forward into something. But if we're in fear, we're not going to be in alignment with anything. We're just going to be sitting still, sad and grumpy, and possibly exhausted too, because a lot of times it can drain us, you know. It can really drain us. I'm not an astrologer, so I can't really sit here and be like, oh, Virgos, you know, you're going to be drained. But I do know, like, if these certain natural events that happen tend to drain you, take it easy and take a beach day. Not literally. Maybe you can literally take a beach day. I don't know if you're somewhere warm, but take a day off from the hustle and bustle, or take a mental day off, you know? It says go your own way too, right? In order to go your own way, a lot of times you do want to maybe turn off the phone. Maybe you do want to not go on social media. Maybe you do want to not interact with certain people, so you can really hone in your energy, protect your energy, and feel guided by your North Star, right? Feel guided by your inner voice that feels good to you. So that way you can really truly know, like, this is my knowing that I'm walking with. And that is a sign of Aries as well, because they initiate things. But they also, like, if you know any Aries, right? Especially Aries sun, Aries moon probably too. Once they made up their mind, you cannot change it. Like, it's just not going to happen. They walk in their authenticity. If they're not, they're probably not set in stone with something, and they possibly aren't grounded enough to do anything, right? And it's like, maybe swaying in the wind. The grind. I feel like this is where you're going to mix all of the knowledge that you've learned up until now, right? You're going to also um, just mix what you're creating. What are you like? What are the feelings going through? Um, Working your formula, right? Getting it right, getting it down pat. So now that I said all this, we're going to get into these signs, okay? We're going to do a quick little message, and we're going to start with Aries. Happy birthday, Aries, for those that have passed. Birthdays yet to come. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Let's get into this energy right now, okay? Y'all ready? Pause for the cause if you want to get some tea. And this is for sun, moon, and rising. So if you do know your big three, listen to it so it can help you feel guided to what you need to hear, what you need to move forward to. Okay? So let's get into Aries. You ready? Okay. What's the message for you during this solar eclipse? Okay, Aries, we got like two. Let's see what the extra message is for you. Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands and the King of Cups. They were both in reverse, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to speak on what Spirit is saying for you to come through. Now, the bridge here is if you always save everyone around you but lose yourself, you've missed the point. I think that, Aries, you're in a point right now where you really do want and need something fresh, right? A fresh idea, a fresh thing to just really feel passionate about. You may have been really wallowing in your emotions, possibly not even connecting with your emotions. But I think it's time for you to connect with your emotions during this solar eclipse and really sit with yourself. You've been around a lot of people that have not been serving you. Maybe some of your friends have been falling off like scabs, right? Because you've just been realizing like they're not serving any purpose for you. Maybe some of them have been shady. I don't know. For whatever reason, you just find you've been doing a lot of soul searching, I feel like. And but like instead of really connecting with your heart, you've been trying to understand things on a more logical level. And I think it's just time to really just sit with yourself, listen to the signs, embrace the universe for the universe telling you these signs, and actually be open to receive these um, abundant energies that is trying to tell you something. Because it's like, I feel like you're very psychic, Aries. The ones I'm speaking to you, like I'm not talking about the Aries zodiac sign, but I'm talking about you, Aries, that is feeling this message. You've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of downloads. But my question to you is, have you been listening to it? And if you have, I think that you're noticing that you can't save everybody. You never could really change anybody. And like, why were you trying to save people? The more energy that you give and it's not reciprocated back, the more draining it feels. And you know that. And you've been trying to kind of like logically put these things together. But I think that you just needed a little bit more purpose, finding a little bit more purpose. And you find that purpose through your passion, right? I'm putting together right now as we speak a course on finding your passions. So stick around if you're ready to like learn, take a little self-paced course that can really help you understand your heart chakra and really just tap into creative passions. I love creative wellness. I work with creative wellness tools that help you dive into stuff like that. And this is something that also nourishes your soul, right? Spirituality does not necessarily have to be like the Hierophant, the religion, and things that are so confined and constricted, right? It can actually be very loose and very windy road, so you can actually find yourself. And I keep saying this quote in my readings and recordings I've been doing, but I'm going to share this with you, Aries, and go on to Taurus. The quote is, I love this quote when I was deep in my awakening of my spiritual journey. I looked for God and I found myself. I looked for myself and I found God. What you deem is true to you and truly connects with your heart and soul, that is your authenticity and your authentic self that you're speaking with, right? Connect with your higher self, right? So you can really let go of whatever is going on in the head and take heed to what your heart is saying. It may have steered you wrong when dealing with another person, but when you're trying to listen to your heart for yourself, first and foremost, for that self-love, it won't steer you wrong. Okay? So even if you have to write something down, just tap in, because you're turning the light on. You're learning how to turn this light on from within yourself so that you can know, like, okay, these are my boundaries. I know how to give, right? I know when to give. And I know when to have set these boundaries, and they're not going to budge either. All right. So that's what I have for you, Aries. Let's get, oh, and here we go. This was the extra card that came out, Aries. You're ready for the adventure of something new, okay? So what we got here, Taurus is next, right? Do a quick little shuffle. All right, Taurus. What we got for you? Okay, Taurus. Let's get this one. Okay, Taurus. So we have Eight of Swords and Ten of Wands. I don't know what's been going on with you, but I'm hearing you got to do a little bit more work to get where you're at, right? Taurus, because you've been like at a standstill with some things, but I think that this solar eclipse is actually going to bring light to a situation that you were never locked in as you thought you were. We have here two things that define you: is your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. I do think that you're coming to a point where all the things that you thought you wanted, you're ready to lay them down to the side. Because it's like you're carrying all these things and you're like, well, why is this feeling this way? Like, I thought I wanted something. I thought I wanted this, but it's not exactly what I wanted. I want to tell you, Taurus, it's okay to change. It's okay to change. You're okay with being patient for what you want, but maybe you're coming to realize that what you wanted is not actually what you needed. What you wanted, maybe just you have a change of heart and you don't want this anymore. So be easy on yourself during this time, right? And I definitely say, like, if you're into like writing things, write some stuff down, get cozy and look at it 6 months from now. Even 3 months from now is going to be very powerful. But I feel that, again, be like more open to receive and be open to change, because there's something that's going to happen with you that is going to allow you to be like, you're going to take the blinders off and you're going to be like, oh snap, this rope actually never even had a knot. And I could have easily just walked out. Like, I'm not bogged down by anything, right? And then what you thought was bogged down, or what you may have wanted to be like secure and fit, is like, actually, this is not what I wanted. Let me take my talents to South Beach. You ever heard that quote? Like, I'm just going to take what I have and move it on over here because I know I'm worthy of what is going on. Is there anything else for you, Taurus? I feel like just ground your energy, but don't stay stuck where you're at, because there's just a lot changing for you, and you can recognize where you're feeling like anxious or ready to just, because that's not you, right? So tap into something that will give you patience, or feel patient, or just feel like, okay, I have time for me right now, especially around this time. Because by doing that, it will allow you to realize what you did not need that you thought you needed before, if that makes sense. Okay, Taurus, that's what I have for you. What's next? Gemini. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Let's go. Okay. Okay, Gemini, you're waiting for, yeah. Gemini, you've been working very hard, right? You haven't quite seen what you deem success yet, right? But I do want to tell you, the things that you've already been doing has been successful. You've been doing it. It may not be at the pace that you want, but it's there. You're still moving, right? But I do think that you should kind of just reevaluate what your successes are. Um, Take a chill pill, okay? I know how y'all are, Geminis. Take a chill pill, because what's going to allow you to get the knowledge, right? The raw and uncut knowledge that you need to hear to move forward in the right direction that feels right for you, right? And the idea, that aha moment that would just be like, this is exactly what I need to go. Because how y'all, Mercury in retrograde, right? And just because it is Mercury in retrograde right now too, it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't need to choose to do something. But I do feel that you need to sit with it enough to know, like, okay, let me wait, because I know the answers are going to come, and I know what it feels like when I know, right? This says fulfillment comes from the realization that there is nothing outside of you, outside of yourself, right? Like, I don't know how loud this music is, but it's sounding like you just need that theme music for yourself. Just like step into like this, I know, right? It's like, I know I can do this. Oh, I know what this outcome is going to be if I do XYZ, right? Because it's almost like the solar eclipse is going to give you like the right recipe to make what you were trying to make, or what you want to start doing, right? Because this is kind of where you want to see your success. And I feel like, again, reevaluate what you deem successful, but also just look at what you've been trying to succeed in the first place, because you may be surprised you've already succeeded some of the things. And the other things, you may be surprised that you don't need a whole bunch of stuff of like what you may think, right? I just need some confidence even. And the solar eclipse is going to give you that. But I just feel like just be easy on yourself right now, Gemini, okay? Take your time. Think it over, right? Double check your stuff because you know how you do, especially around this time. Just double check, triple check, and then choose to move forward. Okay? You know how it feels when you're doing something that feels right and confident for you. And that's something that you need to know before moving forward. All right, Gemini? That's what I got for you. Um, what we got though was after Gemini, Cancer. Cancer. All right, Cancer, what you working on? Ooh, nice, Cancer. Okay. All right, Cancer. So I think you've been working on some things, Cancer, that feels really good for you. If you haven't, definitely do something like that during this solar eclipse. Because what you're working on is definitely going to come in big time. I see that you're going to connect with some type of energy that is going to allow you to feel proud of your achievements, okay? Because I'm looking at this, the connector energy here is anger is what gets us in trouble, pride is what keeps us there. And for a long time, I used to have a hard time understanding this card. I don't know why, but what the card is trying to say is anger. Sometimes, if you don't channel it into a productive energy, it just festers, right? And it turns into like resentment, bitterness, just like like this saltiness, right? And sometimes, Cancer, you know, you can retaliate from that anger as well. And um, maybe start doing things that make you more like prideful instead of proud, because there's a difference. And you may not want to like say sorry, or you know, it's like, oh well, I'm too proud for this. My pride is bigger than, you know, working with other people. It's almost like you cut off your nose to spite your face in a way. And I don't know what worked in the past. I mean, I don't know what didn't work in the past, but what's going to work for you, especially around this time during this solar eclipse, is um, you working by yourself, you working on what makes you feel joyful, you not really trying to rely on other people to tell you what is needed for you to do. You know what you need to do, right? And if you don't, think about the things that bring you joy, that make you feel loved, right? You and only you. And you decide from that heart space because you got a big heart, right? And at times when you feel that other people don't understand you or whatever, right? Um, you feel salty about it, you know? But I need you to step into that King of Cups energy, right? Queen of Cups energy. Use your intuition to allow yourself to be guided in that way, but through the heart. Okay? Your heart will show you the way of where you need to go that feels worthy of what you're doing too. Right? If you have to question like, well, is this worth my time? Is this worth my energy? Right? Then maybe you don't need to do that. Right? Maybe put it on the back shelf, maybe look at it again, but go towards something else that literally flutters your heart and says, oh, I like this. Right? So take some time to do some things. And if it's not an actual creative endeavor, do some self care, love, right? But I'm seeing more physical because we're talking about the pentacles. But if anything, maybe do like some self love, like massage, bath, something with like your physical body that can just make you feel nourished, cozy, and secure during this time, during the solar eclipse. So then you can actually um, feel pretty good, right? Okay, let's step into Cancer. And again, you guys, if you're looking for more people and community that are interested in cards, interested in learning how cards can actually help your self-care and your soul care, come on over to the Queen of Wands Club because I have a lot to share with you guys and really to help you strengthen your intuition and trust your decisions and well-being overall. All right. So we got Leo. What we got for you, Leo? Okay. So Leo, what's going on with the self-worth here? And then Knight of Swords. Okay. So I'm actually hearing that you are taking time to deem yourself worthy of a lot of things. In the past, Leo, there's been a lot of F boys, I'll say, or F girls, people kind of playing with your heart and mind that kind of test you in a way. Is like, it's almost like people want you to prove your worth to them. And it's like, no, I'm not doing that. You know, no, I didn't come here to play these games, right? Um, for some of you Leos too, you may have like building like an empire or something. I don't know, that's coming through some way, shape, or form on your heart that you really want to do, but you have no way of shape or form of like knowing how to do that. You'll know soon enough. And it also says here too, like the bridge here between this is there's no need to be perfect to inspire others. Let others get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. Like Leo, you don't have to be the perfectionist. Um, it's reminding me of Virgo in a way, but sometimes Leo can lean into that where it's like, oh well, if I don't look this way, I'm no. You can still do that. Like make fun of yourself or something. No, you're worthy of it all. You're worthy of everything that you're desiring. Your heart's desire will lead you to your dreams and make it your reality. But you need to know that everything is not going to be perfect for you to start. You have to start and start working on yourself, right? Your self-development, the insides, right? Your inner child for sure, your inner child for sure. I was just thinking the other day, like how Leo sometimes, this might be a Leo sun thing, but I don't know. Whatever comes through, comes through. But I do want to share this. Like sometimes with your inner child, you really feel like you need to have the stage. And if people are like feeling like they're crouching in on your stage and you really don't like that, I kind of feel that like you don't need to like deem them like unworthy or like throw rocks at them. Just know that your irritability is because your ass hasn't taken time enough for yourself. And if you're in a situation where you can't be by yourself, maybe you need to think of more ways to actually do some self-love, right? Like maybe I know it's hard, but if you can stop saying that I have no time for myself, then that will allow you to kind of like open up to new things. Like think of the four of coins here. Like the more you speak to yourself in that manner, the more your consciousness is like, okay, well, she doesn't have time. So we'll just create more time for her to not have time. But maybe if you have time for yourself at night, maybe you have time for yourself in the shower, right? Maybe when you're sitting on the damn toilet, right? I don't know. Maybe you can't have the amount of time you want, but still take the time, even if it's 5 minutes. It reminds me of my math teacher. Do you want to have a 0 or do you want to have a 60? Because your average, if you take that 0, you're going to really dampen your average. You know? So think about that, Leo. There's no need to be perfect to inspire others, right? Let others get inspired on how you deal with your imperfections. Okay? So that's what I have for you, Leo. I just want to say, focus on your self-worth at this time, Leo, because the sun is going to be blocked for the solar eclipse. And that can affect you, Leo, right? Someone poo-pooing on your parade or trying to shine, like gain light on your own stage. And it's kind of like, you know what? You can have it. Have that attitude. It's like, you can have that. because now it actually allowed me to step back and take my time that I need for myself and my inner child so I can really do you out. No, I'm just playing. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, your time is coming, but know that you still need to take time for yourself regardless if the time hasn't came. Okay, Leo? So that's what I have for you. I'm moving to Virgo. What's next, Virgo? This one just sitting right here. Okay, Virgo. Something is getting ready to end, and the mental anguish is getting ready to end. I think that you've been sitting on an idea that's well overdue for you to move forward. You've maybe been trying to protect yourself in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you've been holding back information or a conversation that is needed for you at this time. I do think that it's time to put something to an end, or acknowledge that there's something that's closing off at an end. The solar eclipse will definitely show and prove that it is time. But it does say, the bridge for this says to forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you've made, right? Like, don't crucify yourself for things that happened that you initiated or that you may not have, right? And sitting about shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, what's done is done, but you still can move forward. You can move forward by having that conversation with yourself first and foremost, and having that conversation with somebody else. Um, and also like being free, opening up more, whatever you have going on, because I just keep hearing like protection. You've really been trying to protect yourself. And also, it's kind of like because of whatever happened in the past where stuff just felt really daunting and tiring. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen again, but you do have to try to be open to do something differently so it doesn't really feel like it's going to happen again, right? And you work on that through the heart space. um, you forgive yourself for allowing people in, the wrong people in. Allowing, forgiving yourself for feeling like that you wasted your time, right? Something along those manners. Forgiving yourself that you forgot that small itty bitty detail that you overlooked, right? Forgive yourself, because that way it will settle your mind, right? Release the anguish and anxiety and open up new ideas and new downloads to come in as well, to feel guided from spirit and really feeling like you can move forward from whatever situation that you've been in. Yeah. Is there anything else that I want to share with? No, I think that's it. I think that's all you really need to know. Feel all right, right? But just open your heart a little bit more during this time of the solar eclipse, okay? Virgo, who do we have next? Virgo, we have Libra. Okay. Oh, Libra. Libra, what you been holding on to? All right, Libra. I'm kind of feeling like, I'm hearing like partying is done. Um, I'm getting a lot from you, Libra, and I know that you've been getting a lot too because the South Node is in Libra. Um, let's start with this, okay? Three of Cups. I think some of you guys have been partying a little bit too hard, or you've been recognizing the things that you're trying to do. Excuse me. You've been distracting yourself around the same old people. And I don't think they've really been serving you in the manner that needs to. Now, if this is not your story, I feel that maybe the social life you've been tapping into a little bit more, right? But there's something that's coming up that's reminding you of something from the past that I kind of feel like it's like, don't lean too into the social stuff right now, because you can easily be a socialite, Libra. Um, Sometimes you might not be. Maybe you might be a little anxious with socializing with certain people, but maybe you're recognizing this insecurity that you have when it comes to socializing or putting yourself out there, right? I need you to not distract yourself from the mishaps of um, living that social life, or even like I'm getting like drinking because you're being social, right? But then sometimes it's like, why am I drinking so much now, right? Because maybe you're distracting yourself from a certain emotion that you're getting. I think that during this solar eclipse, allow the emotions to come up, but also remember what makes you feel good with yourself, not with tending to other people. Because I know that you're very relationship based, Libra, and I need you to look at yourself wholeheartedly, right? Who are you? Who are you trying to serve? Because those people might not be the right people that you need to serve. And ground yourself, Libra. Really get grounded in what you truly desire to do. Who are you really trying to serve, Libra? And why are you trying to serve people? Because if you're trying to serve people to just make them feel good and people please and not ruffle feathers, these people aren't for you, or you shouldn't be trying to serve those people. Ground into something that makes you feel passionate, that makes you feel good about yourself and others. I'm also feeling like this humanitarian vibe, right? Family vibe that feels right for you, that you can see that you're helping other people, right? Instead of a self-serving, um, fleeting heart space moment that's not truly like something that's in the ground, right? You want to have almost kind of like Capricorn energy. Like they know what they want and they're going to steadily go after what they want, right? And I think a lot of Libras kind of admire that about Capricorns, besides other things. And I feel like for you, you need to do the same. So during this time, tap into your heart space, Libra. Know that you are your greatest project that you will always work on. You are not a perfect person. You're In order to grow, you need to look at your insecurities. So then you can be like, okay, work through those insecurities so you can get to where you want to be, what you want to succeed in. And again, like, what do you believe in? What are you an advocate for? Okay, Libra, that's what I got for you. Let's talk about Scorpio. All right, people. If you're looking for a tribe that is into cards, into astrology, into what feels good, right? And learning self development through cards, come to the Queen of Wands Club. It's all in the links below, okay? Let's get into Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio during this solar eclipse? Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. I'm hearing you're dealing with some like family issues that have made you feel pretty uncomfortable, possibly even family traumas that are happening, right? And I feel that I'm feeling like someone struck a nerve, and someone will streak a nerve during this time of I can't even talk, the solar eclipse, right? The best don't stick around when you treat them poorly, only the desperate do. There's a need to kind of, I think I'm speaking to somebody here. I don't know how specific this is, but someone that has been learning about um, ancestral patterns and things like that, things about your family. Um, it's almost like skeletons in the closet. I think you've been learning about that. And this time around, you may be understanding how connected, how the ripple effects have hit you, but also seeing the other side of how you want to move forward and how to heal from these things. Um, Something that you may have been attaching yourself to, right? That hasn't really been serving you. It might be keeping you in this energy of this, right? But for others, if you haven't been in that energy, I do think that there's going to be something that comes up where it's like, oh, I'm going to need to heal this, right? But for others, I think that like as you've been healing these things, figure out like what's your why. You know, if you're feeling overwhelmed or whatever, go back to your why. Why did you start healing this in the first place, right? Why did you start healing this in the first place? Why did you start doing this type of work? Because um, just because the storms come, they also pass, right? By releasing these things, you may want to actually start surrounding yourself with people that feel like family instead of that are actually true blood family, you know? Um, but reevaluate the type of people you've been hanging around so you can really actually disconnect from the people that aren't serving you in the way that feels good and not really like work on despair or work off of like energy that's like this need to prove yourself in a way to others. Um, yeah. I'm also feeling like people pleasing too. But the best don't stick around when you treat them poorly. Only the desperate do. Know that you have everything that you need, and what you don't have, you're worthy of it. You'll find a way to get that, but not through the old ways of feeling desperate or attaching yourself to people, places, and things. Okay, Scorpio, that is my message for you. Know your worth. And this solar eclipse will show you some things that can help you work through these emotions, either way, shape, or form, and really shift your mindset in a way that is needed so you can actually feel and deem yourself valuable. Okay. And check out the Queen of Wands Club because that is a place that helps you and bridges the gap between personal development and creative endeavors that you're trying to birth through. Okay. Um, but I usually do that with cards and um, soul care activities and astrology things. So if you're feeling the vibe, Scorpio, definitely come through and check it out. Okay. I'm moving towards Sagittarius now. What we got for you, Sag, in this time of the solar eclipse? What we have for you, Sag? Okay. Sag, I think you're going to wind up gaining some clarity about something. The people that you need to work with. So two of these came out. And it says, never stop being a good person because of bad people. I think that you've been around somebody and it's coming to light. If it hasn't came to light yet, you're learning that this wasn't the right person to work with. Um, Three of Pentacles is all about like being commissioned to work with people, working with people, some type of work environment or workspace. And I'm thinking that, you know, you're looking back at the types of jobs that you've had and it may have been like toxic, or the types of people that you have and like wondering why are you in this space. And I'm turning this around. It says, don't let your happiness be defined by those that don't understand you. There's a need for you to step in your knowing, Sag. Like you, if you don't know that you have a lot of knowledge in something, I kind of feel that you do if you're on this channel. But if you don't know, look back and be like, recollect the things and the experiences that you have learned, the skills that you've learned, um, the life lessons that you have learned, and know like you are a different person now because of that. And take heed to these lessons, right? Allow these lessons to transform you so you can be that King of Swords, that all-knowing person, that all-knowing, I don't want to say all-knowing, but confident, right? That confident of knowing that I receive, I'm open to receive from the universe, and I know when the right time to speak and communicate. I know the right time to move forward in sharing this information with people, right? Because sometimes you might be, I'm hearing like whistleblower, like you might be sharing information with the wrong person, and then they're like, what are you trying to do? And then you didn't even know that you were calling people out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, know where you came from with the type of people that you've been around, the type of people that you've been working with, and stand your ground in knowing that this is not the type of environment I want to work with anymore. And be open to receive during this time of the solar eclipse so you can gain more knowledge and wisdom of how to move forward in the best light, the best way of whatever you're creating. And you can, do what you got to do from there in confidence. And remember, confidence isn't about, will these people like me? Confidence is showing up and not caring if they like you or not. And I kind of feel like I'm preaching to the choir because Sag, y'all have nothing wrong with confidence. Like when you know, and you move forward with that. Okay. So I'm going to move on to Capricorn, right? And if you haven't checked out the links below, please do so, okay? Because I have a community that I'm building, and all things that help you birth your ideas. Tap into the astrology and the cards for self-development, personal development, and learning your process on your own. Okay, so let's get going. But we got Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, you've been working. I mean, that's nothing new to you, Capricorn. But I do believe that you're working up something that's not actually tangible. I think you're understanding your energy more. I think you're understanding your heart space more. I think you're understanding what truly makes you happy. That's not necessarily a tangible thing, right? Because things that are tangible, sorry, let me just fix the music. Things that are tangible do make you happy. It does, right? Feeling secure about yourself does make you feel happy, and having the security of things make you feel happy. But I do think that you're starting to understand that, the things that I've been working on, like I'm a boss, I'm a G, and you're going to start realizing that, like, you made these things happen through your strength, your agility, through your tenacity, right? Through I'll just say adjectives that are actually showing your strength in a way, right? Instead of things that are actually showing your strength. You feel me? It says sometimes when you're in a dark place, you think that you've been buried, but you've actually been planted. I do want to bring this out to you because this just popped in my head. Those that are astrology heads will know what I'm talking about, Capricorn. Um, Pluto have left Capricorn, and Pluto has touched your sun sign. You are definitely transforming physically, mentally, and emotionally. Capricorn moons and Capricorn risings. There are a lot of things that have been transforming in your life that have made you feel that you have been in the dark and you have scraped your face. But through Pluto's strength and transformation, it has empowered you to move forward, especially now that it has moved permanently in, well, not permanently, but has moved into Aquarius, and it's going to do its thing up in there. So it's time to really see that you are the MVP, okay? And it's time to really hone in the lessons that you've learned in the dark, and knowing, feel valuable and worthy, and feel excited that you know how to turn that light on within you to move forward. And you do that through finding your own happiness and your own joy that can't nobody take away from you. Okay, Capricorn, that had to come through. I know that's for somebody. So relish in the fact that you know what makes you feel good on the inside right now during this solar eclipse. Because after this solar eclipse, I feel that you'll feel more fulfilled within your heart and soul. And whatever you want to move forward, you can plant more seeds, right? You can allow and nourish and grow that energy. And if you think that, if you're feeling the vibe and you want to be amongst like-minded people, that are planting seeds and working on themselves and their creativity definitely come through to the Queen of Wands Club, okay? So this is what I have for you. However you see this fit, see it fit. Because I think that you are rising up into some new energy, Capricorn. All right? So let me move on to Aquarius, and then we're going to move on to Pisces, and that's a wrap. All right? What we got for you, Aquarius? All right. Aquarius, what's going on with you? Okay. I'm hearing you got a plan, Aquarius. Okay. Okay, you got a plan. There's something that you want to work on, and you don't mind. I hope you don't mind working on it steadily, working on it with a strategy, and being patient with yourself. For some of you, I'm feeling that you need to be patient with your physical body. For others of you, I just feel that you need to be patient with the way that you're creating whatever you're creating or the way that you're going after your goals. Um, there is a need, a trickiness. There's a need for you to release attachments, right? Release expectations on how this is going to unfold because you're going through a spiritual transformation. And I'm laughing because what was that word that you just said, Spirit? It'll come back to me. The best apology is changed behavior. Oh, that's what it is. You're going on a sabbatical or a what are those things called? Not a jihad. It's almost like a pilgrimage. You're going on a pilgrimage. And it's like you need to have your intentions down pat and also have a goal, but also release expectations of how the goal is going to unfold because you may not actually have exactly what you want by the end of it. But trust and believe you're going to be reformed. To get through this energy, though, the best apology is change behavior, right? And Aquarius, I know that you've been going through a lot of things. You're definitely going to be going through a lot of transformation now that Pluto is in your sun, your rising, or your moon sign, or other placements. I don't know. But I'm speaking to Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquariuses right now. So I know Pluto is in those areas and it's all about transformation. And Pluto is also about empowering you. But if you don't know your own power, you're going to feel that you're getting power taken away from you. So don't let uneasy energies make you feel like, oh my God, I shouldn't have had did this or I shouldn't have said this or why did I do this? Forgive yourself, right? And really learn from the lessons and learn that it's okay to take your time to build something great because I think that you are building something great, but you need to have a strategy. You need to have faith. You need to have patience with yourself and the divine because the divine is going to work through certain ways that it's going to be like divine intervention and it just is going to be working through some type of ways that is really going to need you to have faith in the unseen, if that makes sense. But get your ducks in a row, in the physical plane. Do what you can that you have control over. But all the other stuff you don't have control over, open yourself up and have a little bit more faith and be guided by the universe and your spirit crew and your spirit team so that you can see the best direction, right? See inside the best direction and have the best vision of the way that you need to move forward within your purpose and your soul path. Okay, Aquarius? The solar eclipse is definitely going to make room for some of those things, okay? And not last but not least, Pisces. What we got going on, Pisces? So I want to come through. I don't know what's been going on, Pisces, with you. Have you been fighting? Are you the winner or are you the loser? Yes, I said it that way. Let's get one more. Okay. Okay. So there's a spark. There's a spark of something going on. I don't know if for some of you Pisces, there's something going on with your family. It says strive for progress, not perfection. Um, I think that I'm hearing you need to have a seat, Pisces. During this during this solar eclipse. Don't jump out the window. What is this saying my mom always says sometimes? She says something about it's almost like throwing the bathwater and the baby out. What is that saying? Not having a pot to piss in or a window to throw out. I don't know. But it's something like you have to recognize yourself and don't be so anxious or impulsive with whatever you're doing at this moment. There may be some things that are going to piss you off during this solar eclipse, right? But know that baby steps are still steps and progress. Like, look at measure yourself through the progression that you're moving, not from the perfection. Not how, oh my God, this looks beautiful. Don't look for validation through other people at this time. Um, Look at how you feel within your heart and soul and what ignites your passions. Okay. Do something that ignites your passions. I'm sure creative endeavors, creativity, something small, right? Even if, like, what if you have creative block at this time? I don't know who I'm speaking with, right? But if you have like some creative block at this time, or you haven't been tapping into the creativity that you have, or the creative goals that you've been wanting to do but haven't been doing that, if you've been feeling that you've been moving further away from those goals, tap into something small that brings you joy and ignites that creative side of you, because doing that during this time of the solar eclipse can totally bring some fulfillment amongst, whether it be your soul tribe or your family members, right? Or maybe just a group that feels really good to you and can help you progress even further on what you're trying to do. I do think that you are going to be coming to completion to some of you guys. That's going to make you feel more fulfilled and feel joyous within. But during this solar eclipse, like right now, I think just work on something small that can give you some really good ignition and joy within the creative endeavors. Um, I'm also feeling that being by water would be really good for you too, to possibly calm your nerves, but also just maybe that type of vibe. You might just need something that's more soul nourishing and not actually taking action, right? Doing things with your hands, right? Maybe it's just going somewhere that can make you feel good. Okay. So that's it. That's what I got for y'all. All right. Definitely check out the links below. The Queen of Wands Club, if you're not familiar, is a place where I am opening up, which already open, but I am gathering people, calling in my soul tribe to come forward, my creators, my creative entrepreneurs, my artists, my intuitives, my healers, to really feel a place of soul nourishment and feel a place of comfort and like minds, because I'm here to share with you some soul care that can really help you just be reminders or give you new perspectives towards your creative endeavors. Um, and get into some esoteric things. I like to talk a little bit about tarot and a little bit about astrology and a lot of bit about cards and how they have helped me within my personal development, within my spiritual journey, and just within my alignment to doing things that I love to do, crafting things that make me feel whole and healthy and happy. So step into that, because I have some really juicy, well, maybe not juicy, but I have some entrepreneurial stories that I love to share with you. I've been holding them near and dear to my heart, but they I know they serve value to people to hear these stories now, because I'm not the only one that went through this. And they can also help you see a new perspective as well. So I have that going on. And I also am doing a Oracle Core deck that is great. It's going to be great. I'm in the process of it right now. So just check it all out. That's something that you can see in my Queen of Wands Club. And I'm also having a VIP member ship in the Queen of Wands Club that will allow us to meet and greet, um, hopefully physically, but for now it's going to be virtually. And you can get discounts on readings as well. So if you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe. Um, get your discounts, okay? If you want a personal reading, come through. And yeah, until next time, I'm outie. I also hope that you can save this video and let me know within like the 2 weeks if anything came to light or came true. All right. Put it in the comments section. I love to see the comments. Like and share. That's the best way that you can support me. And you can find other ways to support me by checking out the links below. So, in next time, I'm outie. Peace.